Royal stir. Princess Leonor's appearance at King Willem-Alexander's inauguration stuns all. The grand halls of Amsterdam's royal palace were shimmering that morning, chandeliers gleaming, trumpets echoing, and every royal head of state seated in anticipation. The occasion. King Willem-Alexander's 2025 royal inauguration anniversary, a ceremony meant to celebrate continuity, power, and the timeless stability of Europe's monarchies. But no one expected her to steal the moment. Spain's Princess Leonor, radiant, composed, and breathtakingly regal, walked through those palace doors, and in an instant, all eyes turned. What was supposed to be a day honoring the Dutch king suddenly became the most talked about royal moment of the year. Because this wasn't just an appearance. It was a statement, one that changed how the world saw the future of European royalty. Everyone expected a routine event, a formal gathering where kings, queens, and heirs would exchange polite smiles and applause. But when Princess Leonor entered the room, silence fell. Even seasoned royal watchers couldn't believe what they were seeing, Spain's future queen arriving not just as a guest, but as the undeniable center of global attention. And here's the twist. While many assumed her presence was ceremonial, insiders later revealed that her attendance carried a deeper, unspoken purpose, one that signaled Spain's rising influence within Europe's royal landscape. So, what really happened that day? And why did one young princess become the symbol of a new royal era in just a few minutes? Let's unfold the story. The morning of the inauguration began with the precision expected of royal events. The Netherlands was glowing, orange flags waving, choirs rehearsing, the streets of Amsterdam filled with spectators hoping to glimpse the grandeur inside the palace. King Willem-Alexander's 2025 ceremony was meant to reflect stability, a monarch reaffirming his dedication to the Dutch people, surrounded by the world's most powerful royals. But the moment the royal procession began, whispers spread through the crowd, "Leonor is here." And indeed, as her carriage pulled up to the palace courtyard, the world froze. She stepped out wearing a tailored white and gold gown designed by Spanish couturier Pertegas, embroidered with subtle motifs representing unity between Spain and the Netherlands. Her diamond tiara, the same one worn by Queen Letizia at her own wedding, shimmered under the spring light. Yet it wasn't the jewels that made headlines. It was her poise, her calm, the kind of quiet authority that cannot be taught. As she walked beside her father, King Felipe VI, photographers caught a glance that said it all, the look of a young woman stepping into her destiny. Within moments, the internet erupted. Royal forums across Europe lit up with questions. Why was Leonor there? Was this a diplomatic gesture? Or something far more symbolic? The official story was simple. Spain's royal family was invited to represent their close ties with the Dutch crown. But palace insiders hinted at more. This was Leonor's first solo diplomatic appearance alongside her father, a move carefully designed to present her not just as Spain's heir, but as the next key figure in Europe's royal diplomacy. And yet, what no one anticipated was how she would outshine everyone in attendance, not out of arrogance, but with an effortless grace that left even the Dutch media stunned. As the royal guests gathered for the formal ceremony inside the new kirk, Leonor's entrance caused another ripple. Sitting just a few rows away from the British delegation, she exchanged a warm greeting with the Duchess of Edinburgh, a subtle yet powerful gesture of friendship. Observers noted how Queen Maxima herself welcomed Leonor with visible affection, whispering a few words that made both women smile. It was a rare, unguarded royal moment, and one that revealed the deep personal respect between the Spanish and Dutch royal families. But what really turned heads was what happened next. During the king's official address, cameras caught Leonor taking careful notes, something no other royal was seen doing. Analysts later pointed out that this moment, small yet symbolic, showed her dedication to understanding governance, duty, and leadership, the very essence of what it means to rule. By the end of the event, the narrative had shifted entirely. What began as King Willem-Alexander's day became Leonor's quiet coronation of credibility. Outside the palace, thousands gathered to watch the royal procession. But as the Spanish carriage rolled past, chants of "Viva Leonor" rose from the crowd, not only from Spanish visitors but from Dutch citizens, charmed by her elegance and humility. Social media exploded. Royal commentators across platforms declared her the unexpected highlight of the ceremony. News anchors in London called her Europe's most promising young royal. And within hours, #Princess Leonor trended worldwide. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Behind the glamour and applause, her appearance wasn't just about celebration, it was strategy. King Felipe VI, aware of Spain's growing role in European diplomacy, reportedly wanted his daughter to begin forming relationships with other royal houses, especially the Netherlands, one of Europe's strongest constitutional monarchies. By standing beside Willem-Alexander, Leonor wasn't just a guest, she was being introduced to the world as his equal. Still, not everyone saw it that way. Critics questioned whether Leonor's commanding presence overshadowed other royal figures. British tabloids described her as the Spanish storm, suggesting her poise might have caused quiet discomfort among certain royal circles. But public opinion was clear: Leonor had become the face of modern royalty, educated, humble, and remarkably self-assured. And perhaps the most touching detail came from Queen Letizia herself. After the ceremony, during the private royal dinner, a few cameras caught her smiling proudly as Leonor engaged in conversation with Princess Amalia of the Netherlands, two future queens laughing softly, shoulders relaxed, as though they'd known each other for years. That single frame went viral overnight, two heirs, side by side, representing not competition but cooperation. The next generation of European monarchy, united by understanding rather than hierarchy. What happened in Amsterdam didn't just mark a royal appearance. It marked a turning point. Spain's future queen had arrived, not with fanfare, but with substance. In the days that followed, headlines poured in. Leonor steals the show at Dutch royal ceremony. Spain's future queen redefines royal elegance. From heir to icon, Leonor's star rises across Europe. And yet, through it all, Leonor remained grounded. When she returned to Spain, her first words to journalists were modest: "It was an honor to represent my country." That humility, that grace, it only deepened the world's admiration. But let's go deeper. What did this event really mean for Spain's monarchy? According to palace historians, Leonor's presence at such a high-profile European event was a deliberate signal, a message that Spain's royal family is entering a new era of leadership, one that values diplomacy, education, and cultural unity above formality. Her composure, her connection with other young royals, her ability to merge tradition with modernity, all of it has transformed her from a symbol of continuity into a symbol of progress. And that's what truly stunned everyone at King Willem-Alexander's inauguration. Not just her beauty or her presence, but her readiness. She wasn't there as a child of the crown. She was there as a queen in waiting. The event closed with a grand royal portrait session, a photo that would go down in history. Leonor stood between King Felipe and Queen Maxima, the young heir framed perfectly between two reigning monarchs. Her posture was calm, her smile subtle. The message was unmistakable: the future of European royalty was standing right there. When the photograph was released the next morning, it was splashed across front pages from Madrid to Copenhagen, from London to Oslo. Royal experts called it the portrait of transition. Because in that single image, 3 generations of monarchy were symbolically connected: the past, the present, and the future. As the sun set over Amsterdam, the Spanish motorcade pulled away from the palace. Crowds waved, phones flashed, and somewhere inside that carriage, Leonor glanced quietly out the window, the gold reflections of the canal lights dancing across her face. For her, it wasn't about attention. It was about understanding the moment, the weight of expectation, the promise of the future, and the responsibility that comes with both. In that brief, silent drive back to the royal residence, she wasn't just a princess returning home. She was a leader in the making, calm, thoughtful, and completely aware of what awaited her. Today, as discussions about Europe's royal future continue, one thing is certain: Princess Leonor's appearance at King Willem-Alexander's inauguration didn't just make headlines. It made history. She reminded the world that monarchy, when guided by grace and intelligence, can still inspire. And as Spain's future queen continues to grow into her role, one truth remains undeniable: wherever she goes, she doesn't just attend events. She transforms them. Princess Leonor didn't steal the spotlight in Amsterdam. She became the light itself. And in doing so, she quietly reminded us all why the world still believes in royalty, not for their crowns, but for the hearts that wear them.